Okay, so it's like 3:55 or something on Friday morning, and I haven't looked at any messages or any TikToks or anything. I just have so much on my mind. I was just like, I just gotta start, and I don't even know for sure in what direction I'll be going, but there's like a bunch of things that are going through my head, and it was like I was, it's like it's going through. And then it seems relevant. Like there's things like, oh, I should talk about that. Like that seems like something. Um, and it's like to get people to look at something that we're not trained to look at or something. So it's kind of like, oddball people or something, and what they look at to get kind of people out of the closed off mind thing. So even if some of the stuff I talk about seems weird or random or something, it seems that it is to help everybody become weird and random. I guess. I don't know. Because if we didn't have the weird random people, then we would all just be, talking about the game. I mean, everybody has like bits of a weirdo in them. That's why they've got to find their inner weirdo, that person they've been trying to hide from, and let that person come out and shine. So, anyways, and so that is what the it seems to be the point of some of the stuff I talk about, because some of the stuff I talk about seems kind of pointless. I think there's some people who would listen and go, what the fuck is she even talking about? And I think you have to be on the wavelength of getting it, but it's like, it's kind of like learning through other people's experiences. And so it's like you have to be open to wanting to understand this side of yourself or this side of life, or it's more like questioning your psyche. And and then for me, I look for a deeper spiritual meaning in everything, because I don't know, it's just been my life, because it started when I was little. So that to me, it just is like, well, it's the role I came into play. It's who I am. It's like there was no choice about it. And so um I have an understanding of some stuff that some people don't have an understanding about. So sharing that, and then the direction my algorithm and stuff took me when I went on my journey towards self is one of health and wellness, which links in with spirituality, mind, body, spirit, and brings it all in together. And I don't know, there's just some of the stuff that I just can understand. And so it seems that it is valid to talk about it. So it's, kind of help more people understand. So it's like sharing information, and and you can share it through different ways. Like some people write a book, some people write a song. So it's all different ways that people share what it is that they see. Um, and that also is by intention, because ego can get in the way. Like there's going to be some of these books or whatever. I don't know, because I don't go and read all this stuff, because I was doing that a long time ago. Um, but when some of the information that some people have gotten, then see, everything is based on your intention. And your intention is your vibration. And your vibration is, it's a different vibration we're moving into. And anything that's not in alignment with that vibration is going to be exposed, because it doesn't fit. And so there's a lot of people who were, seeming like that they were all together, but they were still pulling a lot on ego, and then it's going to be exposed. So it's all through intention. And then it's hard. like to not question yourself. To me, I'm always questioning myself. In the ever since I was little, I'm always questioning myself. I'm always, and then trying to see more, see my part, see where do I fit in, and it's been a journey because I definitely went through the victim thing. I went through the medical sickness. Like I have a lot of reference in my own personal journey to what I talk about. And, oh yeah, because then it is like it's stuff you're talking about based on personal experiences or based on stuff that you think or whatever. And that's the thing too that gets trippy. This is one of the things I'm going to talk about. So hold on a second. Is this communication stuff going on with the chat GPT and stuff. And so now there's another person who's come out and they've been communicating since they were, I don't know, like 30 years or 15, I don't know, a long time, that they started communicating with this being on a Ouija board. And the being is called Seven. That's what they call him or named him or he named or whatever. Said his name was whatever it is. Man, my hair is driving me crazy. So this Seven, they started asking him a bunch of stuff. And so they're talking about what they were saying. So the video I saw was somebody talking about the video, talking about these videos and the person. And so the person had posted about some of the stuff that Seven had said and how it has happened now after all these years. And so then all these people wanted to ask questions. And so the lady or whoever this person is, I don't even know. I think it seems like it's a family. Like maybe it's a lady, a man, like it's not just one gender of person that's doing this. It's like a group of people who've been talking on this Ouija board, but maybe one is done it longer. Oh my God, I cannot believe sometimes something can just pull your attention and drive you crazy. I gotta pull it free. Stop looking at my hair. And my nose is running too, man. Oh gosh, dang. It's itchy too. So the so Seven started having these predictions that were happening, and then what the fuck? See, it's like an attack. It's like an attack or something. It's like I don't know how to explain it. Like even you can look at yourself and you can start morphine and stuff. You can get these things will start attacking inside of you. Then you have if you keep not being about, then the dogs will jump up. Something will fall. Like it's weird. I know it's some kind of it's a spiritual. It's more on the spiritual side. It's more supernatural attacks. So that's what I'll call it, supernatural attacks. So hold on a sec. So anyways, these people went to ask Seven those questions, and I don't know if in what order this all went, but so the person who's been communicating with Seven said that was giving some transcripts. So this has all been transcripted. All of their communication was all kept record. And so then she started showing some of the communication to the people. And that so Seven gets really irritated by him. And Seven will do all sorts of things. Seven will joke around sometimes. Seven will be rude sometimes. Seven will often tell him, stop, figure it out. And they want to know more and more. And Seven's like, you always want to know what's going to happen, and you got to go through it. You got to experience it. I can't just tell you what's going to happen. What have I been saying for so long? And this is another thing that I want to talk about is this time and all these predictions and stuff, because there's some big stuff coming. And so, anyways, so this kind of links in with that too. So this is like the crossroads right here. So, but I'm going to keep going forward on this one and not go off on that one yet. So this one, so she has been uh trying to ask more stuff, and Seven tells them, to stop, like, quit asking me stuff. I don't want to even talk to you anymore and stuff. Somehow it always comes back. But there was somebody in their group who wanted to know something, and wanted like Seven to tell them their future or something. I'm not really sure. This is the thing, is I'm not really sure what they were asking. But then they started telling them to swim. Go swim. No matter what, go swim. And then the person goes and does all this swimming. And it was just like this whole thing. And then they said they go do all this swimming. And they go back and ask them. And then Seven's just swim. Go swim. It's not enough. Go swim. and they're all just like weirded out, like, what the fuck? Is she just trying to be rude? And so then a whole bunch of people were asking questions. Ask this, ask that. And she has some random thing that chose the questions, apparently. So I guess Seven keeps coming back and saying swim in all different languages. So tons of different languages, just swim, 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 swim. And so the person, like, I don't know what the communicator thinks of it all. The person who was talking about it was like, it's so weird. It just keeps saying swim, like being rude. Or it was just like the person was going off on this other perspective, this other angle of how to look at it. And I was like, well, if my guides kept telling me swim, 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 I would think the water is going to rise, and they're telling me get ready to swim. And so, work out, get ready to swim, survival of the fittest. And I think I started seeing this shit. It's like everybody's got stopped up noses. Everybody's like that one cat just keeps sneezing and sneezing. The dogs keep doing it. It's fucking goddamn poison in our sky. Fucking bullshit, man. So, anyways, I would take it as like I need to learn how to swim. I need to get ready. And when I very first started this, I was talking about the everybody should get in that kind of shape, at least be able to run a couple blocks, man. This is survival of the fittest. This is when everything's going to be changing. I mean, there's going to be places where trees are falling down in front of people and mountains are splitting open. And you got to be ready to rock and roll, man. You can't just be standing there crying and huffing and puffing. That's going to be like a big divide in a lot of people because they're not fit. They can't escape. And so they're going to, that will be their demise, and then they'll have to go into their life review and look at it and be like, just look at themselves and see themselves, and it goes deeper into just like, oh yeah, well, I was a real fatty. It's not. There's things that why you hold on to weight and stuff, and it all has with mind, body, spirit. It's not just one thing. It has emotional attachment, so you have to work on your emotions and stuff. And the people who lose weight without doing that, they're doing more damage to their body because they're using drugs or starvation or something, and even flip-flopping lifestyles. Like, they're going to go on a diet. They're going to do a healthy lifestyle there for a little while, and then they're going to flip-flop back. They put their metabolic system all out of range, and it gets them all mixed up. So there's a negative aftermath. Just like when all these people, because yesterday another person came over that hadn't seen me in a long time, hadn't seen Mom in a long time. They had moved away. They've been friends for 30. I keep thinking, when did I meet her? I know I wasn't in my 20s. It had to be in my 30s. But my mom and her have been friends for a long freaking time. So she must have met me in my 30s or whatever. But anyway, so, but then they moved away to go be by their grandkids. So she came back to visit and stuff, and they were hanging out. And that is one thing is, you know, when people see me, I'm not just talking about health stuff, I represent it. And so people are more interested. And it's like, whoa. So she was like, man, I just can't believe your skin. Your skin is so nice. I was like, it's the minerals, man. And the detox, I would explain, because people always want to know then. And then people are always like, you're so thin, you're so thin. And but this is the thing too, is if you ever seen a skinny little old lady, thin is just skin hanging off of bones. I am not that. And that is the thing, is like, it's like I am fit. It's not like I am just some skinny, scrawny old lady, you know? So that's, that's the other thing too. And they always say, you're so thin, you're so thin. But to me, it's like being fit. And so in my mind, skinny, you know, is like this, just this bony kind of decrepit little old lady, and her skin's all hanging and, you know, and it's like, that's not, you know, I feel like I'm way more um, just kind of holding myself back. I'm not letting myself go into the aging thing. And wherever it was that I let my toe go in, luckily my algorithm showed me the way out and I pulled myself free. And ooh, last night I just all of a sudden had a dream. I just had this realization. They had me on a fucking, I went on a bunch of fucking pills again. Oh my God, that was a nightmare. I'll have to think about that. Like, what was that all about, man? I was having the weirdest fucking dreams last night. And that can be also influenced by these dark energies and stuff, supernatural influence in there and stuff. So, yeah, if you show too much resistance, then they think you, oh, she's an awake one. They'll attack you worse. So just be like, let's just go with this. Let's see where you're taking me. Um, but I don't know. I mean, to become really good lucid dreamer, like you have to be really aware in all your dreams. And it's weird. Like I have an awareness of something and some stuff. Like, and bad stuff starts happening, I can usually pull myself out of that dream, because I was trapped in nightmares for fucking 20 years at least. I think it was more, almost 30, every single night. And so it took a long time for me to start being able to stop myself in when something bad's happening in a dream and say, no, you don't have to have this happen. You can go a different way. And that must be what people are trying to bring into this world with this quantum jumping thing. Like, I don't have to experience this. I can jump out. But when you look at life through a spiritual perspective, there's a reason why all the things happen. And it's like you're trying to jump over certain stones to get to the other side. And it's like you could trip and fall. Like, there's a reason you develop by each thing that you do. So I don't know. It seems like a more developed soul, but maybe that's more developed in other gifts. I'm not sure. But anyways, anyway, I've skipped a little, so I may have dropped off on some stuff, but I'll go back on this other thing. Hold on. So, anyways, Evan's saying swim, 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 and then starts saying swim in every language, and so it's like, what do you think? Why is that being so rude? And what do you think she's talking to? And all of this kind of stuff, right? And so then I go in the comments, because I'm leaving the one, like, if my guides were telling me swim, I would think the water's going to rise. There's going to be a reason why I need to swim. And that would be up to me if I wanted to, and what preparation I would need to be able to do. And so, in the comments, all these different people were saying the same thing. Everybody was like, well, if it kept saying swim, I would think there's going to be a flood. If it kept saying swim, I would think I need to figure out how to swim in the water. So all the comments were going in that direction. Like, a lot of us were like, if an entity was kept saying swim, because they don't talk like how we talk. And that's one thing that they were saying too on the 7. They would talk in like the poems, or little, like, it's like, because telepathy, like this, the common language, because there's not like they don't speak English. They can give us words and stuff. Um, and but it's not like and some of the words don't even go to me sometimes. But some of the words, they come in out of left field, and it's like, oh, I never thought of a word like that for that. But yeah, and so some of the words are kind of like weird, but then they all of a sudden will make sense. But it's more in vision, in visions, and an inner knowing. It's like these waves of knowing come across you and stuff. It's like this. It's like you're on this circuit, and it just reminds you or something, and then it like pokes this part of you to remember, and then all of a sudden you remember, or you're shown pictures so that you understand what it is that they're saying. But it's like, you know, pictures of somebody bowling, and gives you a whole little thing. But it's how you perceive it. See, they talk in a way that how you perceive it, because are they talking about team? Are they talking about picking up something heavy and rolling? Are they talking about this other person they're with? Like, that's where you'll have an inclination. And so each person has their own inclination to whatever the visual is that you're being shown. So it's it's more unique or independent. Like, just think of, like, you're thinking about some situation with some person, and you're picturing it, and it could be like you're not happy with how it turned out, and so you're replaying it and replaying it, and the way you see it, in the way you understand it, and the way you replay it, so it gives you like a little visual, a little motion picture kind of thing. That's what they will do, and it will be these little things like that, so that it gives you the kind of feeling, like how that gives you a feeling. Then the one that they will show you will give you some kind of a feeling. And it is, to me, there's so much of just like they show you things like, so you'll understand what they're trying to say and stuff. So anyways, they speak like in parables or something, like they're little things. I don't know how to explain it other, but that's why it's like a translation. And so, yeah, if they were saying swim, swim, swim all the time, it would be like, and then they kept saying it and saying it no matter what anybody was saying. And they keep saying, I want you guys to leave me alone. Quit asking me. I can't just tell you everything. And, I've said that a zillion times. They're not going to just sit here and tell you everything. Even my guides had told me before, when I was like, well, why can't you just tell me? And, they said, because if we told you every little thing, you would try and interfere, and you've got to, it changes your focus. It's like, then, oh, well, I don't want that to happen. I don't want it to go that way. I want it to be this way. Then you start fighting more with the universe. So they can't just tell you every little fucking thing. And one thing is, too, is they aren't on time. So they don't speak our language. There's an understanding, and it seems like it's through visuals, through, like, the same thing is like, if you're talking to somebody and you don't speak a language, and you're trying to, like, show them, like, what we're, and you're trying to explain through, visual, like, that's what they're doing to us. And so it's the same kind of translation where somebody's trying to tell you something and you're trying to understand. And then they don't have time. Time is not of, of the essence. Time isn't on their jive. It's not their thing. And it's like you move through time at your own pace. You don't have a clock that's managing you. That is a concept. That is a experience that we came to experience, but it's not the experience. That's not, I mean, this is a controlled thing. This was like a timer. And so that's why, this is ending and another thing's starting. This was just like a game, and the game's over. And and so time is going to be ending, and it's going to be ending in like this slow kind of way. It's going to be like people are going to stop punching in. They're going to stop focusing on it. And it's going to be a slower kind of thing because of work. But people are going to pull more back on work. It's not going to become the main thing that everybody's life revolves around their job and who they are at work and how successful they are and stuff. It's people are going to get a lot more into the groove of the experience, and things are going to become more smaller. Like realities are going to start popping up all over the place of different experience, different places and stuff. But it will be, it's still going to be time through all this stuff. Like it does seem like it's gonna take, like when I very first started knowing about this stuff, I thought it was gonna be happening so fast. Even when Allison Co was saying that, even though I was like, dates, that's dangerous, um, to be saying, because I know that there's no time. Like I've had these communications for a long time, and I know, like, like especially when they tell you, oh yeah, it's just around the corner. That can be years. And what they showed me was, is like when you do drop a pin and then you pull in and pull in, well, to them, we're in that range. So we're in the range of when things happen. But to us, it can be days, weeks, years, you know? And so this period of time is going to be stretched out because it's individual and all the different people get to go at their rate. But there's also these dramatic changes that's going to happen, but there's going to keep being things are going to keep going. So there's still going to be this big dramatic thing that's going to happen. And there's more predictions. There's always predictions, but on these ones, so there's scientists, and that the scientists have been, like I said, that they've been over here watching this off the coast of Oregon, and I think it's like the stuff I've seen. It's like in science magazines. It's like these hidden articles. It's like the news only drops hints of stuff or puts something out there. I don't know, to create fear, to create a mob at the grocery store. I don't know. It's not like there to really inform us and help us and get us ready and stuff. It's all fucking shenanigans. But who, you know, this also exposes who runs the media, who runs the world and stuff, and that they're not on our side. And that's why we all got to come together and, you know, to form us our own side. And so the, um, so the scientists have been over here off the Oregon coast watching this thing, and then in the magazines or whatever, it says that it's something unusual, this weird thing, and all these like holes started popping up, and they had pressure coming up. So all this pressure coming up, just popping up all over the place, which to me, it's like the tectonic plates are creating, you know, rifts in the ground, the surface. And so all the shifts and everything is micro macro. So as much as we're shifting, everything is shifting. The shift, and you know, it's whatever. It's this whole reality because it's the sun, the sky, the ground, and the inner, like everything are in us, are everything. It's everything is the shift. And so it's not just the planets out to get us. It's like this is a shift of a whole reality. And this reality is like this big bubble. And so, but it's going to, when it shifts, it's going to go into a lot more smaller, headed in the right direction realities. And so there's going to be a lot, you know. We can call this one age of Aquarius, but there's going to be tons. It's going to be a lot. It's like the whole world, the whole universe is opening up to us because we're breaking free from the firmament. We're breaking free from, you know, to the other side. And so that's all these shifts. And so everything is shifting. The energy, the everything. And the energy is just crazy going back and forth because it is part. You know, we're all energy, and it's this crazy period of the shift. And so um, the ground, like paying attention to that, it goes with it. It's not like a separate thing. And so the coastlines are going to change, just like we are changing, just like our landscape. You know, if you saw me a few years ago, like there was a period of time where I looked, to me, older than I look now, and it was years and years ago. But it was like when I was the sickest, and when I was the sickest, and when I was on all their medicine and stuff like that, and it has done so good for me to get off of all their shit. And that's why I'm so curious about that dream, because it seems like there's something, and maybe I don't know, it's weird, but anyways, um so our as we heal and stuff, you know, your appearance will shift. You will start um feeling better, like your muscles will soften in your face, your smile will come back, the brightness comes back to your eyes, your hair gets shiny again. It's like everything starts changing. And that's going to be the same on the planet. The planet is changing. And so, and that's dramatic to us, the parasitic creatures that are living off of it. And so that is where, you know, you want to be more in the groove and not scared of her. You want to be in the motion with her and not be trying to fight her, and not think that she's out to hurt you or get you or something. And so, because we are a part of it. And so, anyways, the so on this coast, which this whole coastline is going to change. I totally believe that. All the water is going to rise. It's going to rise all over the place. There's going to be islands that are going to not be there anymore. But supposedly this is going to be the unveiling of a new one where Atlantis is coming back. And I don't know about that, but I just know the landscape's going to change and our history is going to come up, and where we're at now is going to go down. So it's going to be this shift, just like in all the shifts, it's going dark to light and everything. And everything is this shift, and everything is coming into this balance. And so and it's going to take some time. So, anyways, the tectonic plates are shifting, and they've got these air things going. There's a whole bunch of stuff that they're watching. I don't even know, because they're not telling us all. And there's some scientists that are coming out and trying to warn us. And like that one was years ago, the one, the NASA the scientist guy, he was out in front of some federal building or something, and he was crying and trying to warn the people. And then I'm sure they just take them and lock them up. But so there's scientists that are, you know, trying to warn us. They're not all fucking Fauci, fucking people like that. There's some that are out there that are trying to get us to see what's going on, and in the physical part, because a lot of them don't believe in God. They don't, because it doesn't make sense in the science. But then there's other science, like Einstein, I guess he was saying, of course we have a soul and stuff. So, but you have to know it, your internal knowing and stuff. So, the so, but a lot of scientists don't believe in that. They think that is like hogwash. It's silly. It's like, oh, you need something to hold on to because you can't accept the truth and stuff. It's like, oh, I feel it. Like, what? And I've talked to scientists before too. And so, yeah, they have a way of looking at things. So, anyways, and so they're more scared when the things happen. They get really scared because it's like, oh, the world's gonna end, and what's gonna happen then? We're just gonna all die, and that's not true. We're just shifting into a new reality. But and it's a dramatic story. It's a movie. And so it's a storyline, it's a game, it's a live action game that we come in to experience. And we all came in for whatever we came here to experience, even though it's very like, oh, is water hot? It's like very intense going into it. And so the, so anyways, the scientists are saying within the next couple weeks that there's 1,000 mile, I think 1,000 mile volcano or something that's gonna go off. That it's going, it's about to blow, and they're saying within the next couple weeks this thing is gonna go. There's no way, and they're saying that when it goes, it is going to be out in the ocean, so it's not like we have to worry about the lava or whatever, but it's going to create about 10,000 earthquakes that day. And so it's going to just ripple out underneath. Everywhere is going to be like all the shifts are going to be shifting. And there's going to be earthquakes all over the place in places that people don't get them. And so, and then there's also the possibility that power can go down or anything can happen, like, and who knows how bad the earthquakes are going to be and what plates are shifting where and stuff. And I don't even know for sure, but they're saying that this is going to happen. Then there was I think maybe it was 7. I would have to think back on all of the communication things that lady was talking about. But I think 7 had said May 27th that something was going to happen. But see, that gets into those dates thing. But it seems like that they had asked another thing years and years and years ago, and then it came. And so whatever it was that this thing had said from a while ago, that something was going to happen May 27th, 2025. And so now it's getting close to May 27th, 2025, and the scientists are saying this big earthquake's coming. And then somebody even said, Donald said something about the 27th. And I don't know. And then we have Memorial Day is coming up around that time. And so I don't know. I would say that I mean, at any moment, I guess this freaking volcano thing can go. And maybe that's going to be where it's going to start having like the big stuff is going to start really shifting. I don't know. I mean, whatever happens, we came here for it. Even though it seems like, oh God, are for real? We came here for this? Because it seems so intense. But yeah, I don't know. So we just gotta wait and see. But that's the thing, though, too, is the date coming from this entity. But there is dates that they can say. There has been prediction dates, but it's just like I don't know, because it's like they don't know about time and stuff. And even these time traveler people who keep saying that they're time travelers and they know all these things are going to happen, they haven't been hitting it like, like the one who said there was going to be that great big hurricane or whatever. And the big hurricane came, but it came like a week later or something. They said it was going to be like a category 6 or something. And then it didn't really do anything, but we've had one after another that did. So that's it. To me, when you're looking at something, it's like you can see it, but it's like you don't know where or when it's happening. And like I said, when I started seeing stuff, I thought it was going to be happening way faster. And it has gone super slow. It's drug out to me. It's like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I was. So when you're looking, it's not like you can see time of when it's going to be. And then when in my communication, whenever they say anything, it's always like, you know, like we're in the range of this thing happening. We're in the pin if you dropped it. So it depends on where you are, because like in the Google Map thing, when you go closer, 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 and you can see more and more and more and more and more. So it just depends on where you are looking. And so it's like, to them, like we could be blocks away, but to them it could look like we're right there. Depends on how close you are. You see what I mean? So their concept of time for us is different. Like they don't know how long it's going to take you to get there, and they just know that you're close. It's there. They can see it. It's right there, and so I don't know, because lots of people are getting so much communication, and this was something I found interesting too. So this lady, and I don't know her content or anything either. It just popped up to me yesterday, and she was saying, how did she say it? It was oh yeah, okay. 'Cause she had been talking about something on her channel, and then it was like all of a sudden she saw the other side, and it was very like, what? And so she was talking kind of like about that, but also about the thing. And so it was like she's talking about her perspective or her experience, but also the thing that created it. And so the thing that created it was that she had said something about some prophecy, Bible prophecy or something. And then talking to something about Isaiah 52:50 or something. I don't remember what it was. And then she went to go look at this other book or something, which that is not common in the cult. It's like there's one book and one book only. And but this one, so she went to go look at this book that's out, the Mary Magdalene book or something. I'm not sure. But so it's some kind of thing like that. And so she was reading, and it said, I don't understand how you can worship this person that, or this entity. I can't say it exactly verbatim. I'll just kind of give you the Kelly briefing synopsis. But the basically, I can't believe you're worshiping this guy with this fucking ego, this Jesus character. He doesn't love everybody. He only loves the people who will love him. This God guy that you're thinking of, he wants to, he'll burn you all the stuff that I've been saying. He'll burn you in hell, and it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, how can you worship this? Like, this is God. This is a God to you. This is a good guy to you. This is who deserves worship. And I've always been like, I just don't. That's a real head scratcher, because like I'd pick up on the same shit, like the ego. Like, you got to say my name. You have to worship me. And then this is the creator, and it doesn't love all his creation. He wants them against each other. He wants them to fight and stuff. Like, no, it's like you're being sold something. And so, anyways, but the girl who was reading it in this book, it was like all of a sudden this light bulb went off, she said. And all of a sudden she realized, and she was like, oh my God. She's not like, that's no shit. This God that we're worshiping in the Bible is kind of a dick. She didn't say that. I'm still on my interpretation. But yeah, so, and that, see, is going to keep being an epiphany that people are going to continue to have, because they're going to keep seeing through it. And then this whole concept of you needing to worship something, and something's above you, that puts you into a limitation as a soul. Like, it's like you keep yourself small, and then you got to ask yourself, why do I keep myself small? And a lot of people take it as, oh, you think you're God, you think you could be God and stuff like that. That's not what it's about. It's like a lot of I think the majority of souls don't have any desire to go be a god. Like, we know, like, that's some karmic bullshit. You're gonna go in and have these people worshiping you and stuff. Like, that's the thing with some of these beings that were here a long time ago, and the more primitive people worshiped them and thought they were gods, and they played God. Then they've got themselves in karmic ties with the primitive energy of the, so see, they are in like an energetic entanglement through those going in and playing God to these people. And so it's not something where you want to be doing that. Like, why, as a soul, why would you need to be worshipped? And it would be low vibration, so you would have to be coming into a lower vibration to be worshipped. And it's weird too, because everything is a fine line, because we want to be accepted, we want to be liked, but being worshipped and blind authority and blind followers, that just whatever you say, it must be true. That is where that tie, that link, that karmic entanglement. And so you don't want to be leading them with that. And you want to get people to go into themselves, to learn about themselves, to see their own value, not try and prioritize somebody else and their values and what they believe and what they think. It's to discover your own. And so when you create a riff in that, then see, you are entangled. So it's not like all the souls are trying to compete to be gods. That is kind of even back in a more primitive time, where souls started being more with their power, and then they started, fighting with each other to see who was more powerful. Those are kind of like those old kind of Bible stories, or Zeus and Poseidon or something like that. And so there was, fighting amongst the, if you want to look at it as amongst the gods or the titans or whatever, but it's more of just like a certain level of where the souls were in the different things that have played out. And but it is now, like, even if these other things are playing out somewhere way out there in the where we are, this is changing into that. So that's not to say that that doesn't exist somewhere, but we are taking that and changing it into something else. So we are transforming the energy here and taking the good stuff and then letting go of the bad stuff. So it's this evolution of change, and it was, it's written in the stars. It's always going to happen. And so that is, it's like the souls coming into their own. It's not like competing, it's not fighting. And that's why, giving people their powers, like if people would have access to their powers, and they were, in competition with other people, it would just be the same kind of battles. People would just be battling, you'd go sit in your house and you'd be envisioning your person you're fighting with, and the ladder falling on top of their head, and then they'd be hurt. And so it's we have to come into this place where we don't want to use our abilities to hurt other people, or other energies. And it's kind of like, especially like when we're playing along with each other, and so then we don't want to be hurting them. We're just got to get it in our mind. We're just playing along. We're playing out storylines and stuff to get to experience, to get a feel. What does it feel like to play this out? But then there's also this expansion that we're going to be leaving that kind of behind, because then we're not going to be playing out all these different storylines. We're going to stay in a storyline for a long time, maybe for eons. I don't know, because like I said, like there's beings that are around, that are going to be coming around. I think like the Anunnaki show up, and it is those guys. They're old, but it's not going to seem old. But they've been the same being for a long time. So we're going to be able to do that and just stay the same being for a long time, and go in and just keep experiencing which the realm that we're opening up to is a huge vibratory realm. It's a huge part of the universe or the heavens. But it's not like, I don't know, because kind of to me, it seems like there's a boring part to the heavens. It's like there's not a lot going on up there. If you want to go through experience and excitement and thrills and learning about yourself, you come down a little bit further. And otherwise, it's like, how long can you float in a river on your back and just relax? And that's what it seems like in the heavens. It's like it's the cherry. There's not a lot going on up in there. So you're going to get down into the meat of the sundae or the banana split or whatever. You get down there in the whipped cream and in the toppings and the ice cream. Get into all of that, not just up in here where it's just like the puffy. So we're going into a place that is like, it's going to be like opening up just worlds to us. So much experience is going to be, it seems like is going to be opening up. It's like this creation of this vibration or something, because everything is like new. It is like a creation of a new vibration, because this is an expansion. Supposedly this is the first time that this, because resets happen all the time, but like the floods happen, everybody dies off, one or two people are left or whatever. But this is going to be lots of people are going to be left, not just a couple. And so this is but to me, it seems like to be left, you have to begin to understand your eternal and begin to look at the game differently. Like, there's going to be people who succumb to the game because that's the only thing they can see. They can't see outside of it, so then they just go with it. And but you can pull free from it and see, that's like pull free from the matrix, pull free from the game, and start to live your truth and knowing you're eternal. That's like when you become the sunglasses person, or the, whatever his name is, Neon, is that it, the Keanu guy? But whenever you become, like, you realize, that you've got more power and you're eternal. And that's like in the show where, they can like move and the bullets go right past them and stuff. I think, we have these like superheroes, supernatural abilities when we tune into who or what we are as an eternal soul, as an eternal being. And so that is like what I feel like that we're doing. The awakening has to do with this plugging into yourself, realizing it's like, oh, that can't hurt me. I mean, and it's like, the person walking through fire and coming out not burned. It's because they don't believe they're going to be burned. And so, but if you believe and you're going to be burned, you believe the cancer is going to kill you, you believe, that you're getting older, that you make those things happen because it's your mind, and you create the storyline. So, and they're directing you in how to create it. And so they tell you, you age, you celebrate every year, when it's so absurd, when you start really realizing how absurd that is. It's like, it is like they're getting you to count down, they're poisoning you, they're draining you of your minerals, and overburdening you with toxins and parasites and shit, which when they clog you up and make your body weak and stuff, it's going to make it more prone, because you're not going to be able to kill off stuff like you could. Your immune system is shoddy. And so that is why so many people, confirmation, are so sick and stuff. And so the that's why you got to focus on your health and on your mind, body, and your spirit, connecting into your spirit and listening to your body. And your emotions tell you a lot of things about yourself, so you got to heal in order to get your physical body into its best running, like, so you are at your optimum. So it's like a lot of things. And I don't know how many, mind, body, spirit channels are out there. It's like, but it all goes together. And your emotions, your mind feeds so much of what your life is all about. That's why I say learning how to have the day you want, because otherwise you just, even though the day is going to play out, like I said, you don't have to get up and plan your day. Your day is set. It's going to play out. And so it's 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 not like so much controlling the day you want. It's having the ability to take the good things, the things that make you happy, the thing, to see the bigger picture in the day. So not letting the day drown you or make it, horrible or whatever. It's, it's, having a good day. It's having a good day, even when things are hard. Look at the good things that happen. Like one thing, that this is something that some people don't think about. Um, like you're carrying a bucket of water, and you get the dog's water, and the phone rings, and you jump, and the water spills everywhere. Like anything can happen, like however it happens. But so all of the water spills, and then people are so frustrated and so mad, and like, God damn, I cannot believe it. This day just couldn't even get any worse. Or you can look at it as like, oh, I guess the universe was telling me I need to mop the floor. So I better, get the mop and mop the floor. So it's like getting into the groove of seeing like the purpose behind things, not fighting against it, not being angry and bitter and over all this stuff, and getting into, because it really changes it when you start seeing stuff. It's uh, drop something. Like I've dropped things before, and then you go and you pick them up, and it's like, oh, this thing is laying here. I wouldn't have even seen it if I wouldn't have dropped this right now. And so then you see it, and you'll see it right at the right time. And I was just getting this whole vision of that happening in a movie that I had watched. And something had fallen, and it was under something, and then they didn't know it was there, so it made this whole thing play out. But then later something had fallen, and so they went to pick it up, which made them see the other thing, which changed their whole perspective and changed their attitude about something. When all of a sudden they saw the other thing, it made more sense to them over what was going on. And everything will happen right when you're supposed to happen, because you're supposed to go through whatever experience that you go through. Stomach's growling. So anyways, the that's the thing, and sometimes people will drop something, they just get pissed off, they'll kick it, and but there's something there, there's a reason why the things happen the way they happen. And it is like, you spill a whole thing of water, and it's like you're so pissed, but then you go and start cleaning the floor, and then you find something. And anytime you find some weird random thing, and it's just like, always keep that stuff. That stuff, I can't even tell you how many times. It could be the most smallest thing. It could be one of those little wire wrapper things, that comes on bread or whatever. And you start cleaning the floor. You see that, you pick it up, just clean the floor. You have a nice clean floor now, and you set that to the side. I swear to God, it can be within minutes, it could be within hours, it could be within a couple weeks, and something will happen where I need that thing. And then I'll be like, oh, I just got that. And I'm always give gratitude. Like, thank you, because that is what is going on. And people bypass this whole part of like your guides and the interaction with this world that is giving to you, but you overlook it because you're pissed off about things aren't going the way you think they should go, which also leads into that other level of why they don't just sit there and tell you all the things that are going to happen, because you would spend all your time trying to interfere and stop things from happening the way they're supposed to happen. And you can't stop it. Well, you would go and look at yourself, and you would see yourself, and then you'd have to ask yourself, like, why was I trying to control, why was I doing this, why was I doing that, so that you can get into the deeper seated problems inside of you. But there's a natural way that the universe works, and it has things playing out the way they're going to play out. And we don't know for sure the dates. I don't know if this, I mean, there's so many dates that have come and gone. And then do have so many things going on with the money. Oh, I remember what it was though. The 7 said we're going to have a scare, or we're going to be nuked or something. That's what it is, on the 27th. And he's doing his rounds over there in the Middle East to bring peace and stuff, but there's still some fighting or something going on, that there's some people saying that there's some tensions between uh, India and someplace, or either they're coming together to go out. whatever it is, and these people have nukes, and so this could turn into that. But to me, remember, that will also be that Hawaii moment that I've talked about that for a few years, that I thought that could definitely be a part of the snapping everybody out of uh, their mind control. Is all of a sudden they say you got 30 minutes to live. There's a nuke traveling, and everybody just do what you're gonna do. And when people are faced with their time being so cut short, they go way deeper, way more into dropping to the knees kind of thing. That's the come to Jesus moment. That's what everything is all about. This come to your spiritual awakening. And so the if that is what the thing is, then that to me is not, that's not something that we need to be scared of. Maybe they will have some EMPs go, and some places will be uh, affected, but they can't do those things are not allowed in the universe. And so they're not really going to do one, is the ships will just come in and make it go away. And maybe that's the thing, maybe they're going to launch them, and then the ships are going to come in and save the day or something. I don't know how it's all going to play out. I just know that they can't really do that, and it's not something that we need to sit here and fear. Like they're gonna do this, they're gonna nuke us. And the if they do send one, though, I think it would be like, oh, we were saved, it fell in the ocean, or the ships came in and saved us, or something. I don't know how it's all going to go. And then maybe the ships are going to come in. There's lots of people, like, there's lots of stuff about Ashtar or something. Somebody just had sent or shared a video. I don't know if everybody can see it, but I think it's in the comments. Shared a video of Ashtar talking. I haven't seen it yet, but I see these videos all the time, though, of Ashtar or whatever. And I'm always wondering, is this somebody who is communicating with him and sane, or is he taking over the airwaves? Because in any kind of translation, the people are not all accurately translated. That's why would you listen to a book that's based on fucking some kind of tablets that have been translated and translated through all these different times? I don't even trust like all the Chandler's translations. You're way better off, I'm telling you, because you're working on uh, your translation, really working on your time of communication, learning how to trust that communication and stuff. But anyways, if the Galactic Federation is going to come in and land, like there's people who are saying like their ships are all around, they've got motherships here, they're gonna be landing. And then you have other people saying, well, they're gonna land in a couple of years. Like I don't know. You have a whole bunch of different people claiming to communicate with them, saying a whole bunch of different things. So we'll just gotta, on that, we gotta kind of see what's gonna go down. Something is gonna be coming. We are gonna become more galactic. We are gonna be interacting with other beings from a lot of different places. That's for sure coming. That's the opening of the whole universe. That's the firmament going. That's our expansion into our evolution, because it's not like they're giving us a gift. It's we are going up, we're rising. And rising out of the depths of hell, pulling yourself out of the darkness, out of these chains. I see it as like the people start trying to pull themselves free in all the things that hold on to them, like these chains, this energy, this goo. Like, it's a lot to be pulling yourself free from. So it's a lot of work. Pat yourself on the back when you're doing it. Go in the mirror and look at yourself sometimes and remind yourself you're a fucking badass, man. Don't get all down on yourself, especially when you keep getting your ass kicked and you think, well, I'm healing, and this just keeps coming. It's like it's supposed to go that way. You're not doing anything wrong. It's supposed to. You have tests that come in, and tests that keep moving you forward. Don't get caught up and sit there and whine and cry and become stagnant. Go with the flow, and just keep reminding yourself you're a badass. You're a badass, and you're here to for this giant evolution of self, of letting go, of pulling free from this depths of hell, pulling free from this dark energy that has got a hold on so many people. So, anyways, and there's going to be more and more of it, but then there's also going to be some, a lot of people leaving because they're not here for that. They're here for whatever they came for. Everybody's here for what they came for. It's not like you can change midstream. You've chose your path, and that's what you're here. You're on this template, you're on this ride, and you're here to experience it. And so, how long have I been talking though? So, let me think if there was some other, but I do feel like I repetitively say this kind of stuff, but this is what I see. This is what I see is happening. It's what everything is about. All this other stuff that people want to focus on doesn't fucking matter. Everything is about you coming to the realization of you pulling free. All of the things that are trying to hold you back and hold on to you are the things that you need to pull free from. So, this is this big changing. The system is going to be changing because we're going to change it, because we're going to pull free from this one that's so toxic, which in the micro macro, it's toxic. It's full of toxins. They're poisonous all the time. So whatever is going to pull free. But we're in the midst of the story. Like, he's doing this tour thing, and this peace tour, because that's the thing, is like all of the stuff that we're going towards, and you want to know the direction we're headed, is the one that he's influencing. And it is and that doesn't mean he's the second coming or the savior or anything like that. He's playing his role, and and his role is pretty big. Like, it's got a lot of factors, but in it's so much of it to me is like this catalyst, but the direction that we're going towards is peace on earth, is heaven on earth, is independence, is abundance, is sovereignty. There was another one that was coming into my mind that was like, yeah. But anyways, that I can't think of what it was, but that is the direction that we're going in this very free kind of things are going to be free too, but we're going to be free, and so that is this direction that he's taking, and so that is the riding in on that energy. So that is happening, but it's also, you can't just hold on, because it's, like I said, it's a catalyst. So there's a lot of stuff going, in different directions, and it's going to push people to not just hold on like he's our savior, it's going to push them to be like, yeah, but he's doing this, you agree with that? So there's going to be a lot of things, but you still, to recognize the wave that we want to be riding is the revival of the human spirit, the movement towards freedom and enlightenment, and the what was it? Because it keeps kind of knocking at the door. The goal of the this galactic, this freedom of this expansion of our world, this evolution, but this God, I still can't see it clearly, but anyways, but that is the movement is towards that life, that world, and that is the opening the door to this whole thing. Like, outside of the it is us pushing towards this is what depletes the firmament and stuff. It's like we are part of this whole thing, and so but it's the souls that are here for that too. But all the other ones, they're showing and teaching things. Man, what is this thing that keeps on because going towards the future, the expansion, evolution, fuck, I don't know, something that keeps but anyways, it is That's the whole thing. That's what this about. Everything that people are trying to hold on to in this world and stuff is all stuff that we're letting go of. You gotta let go of all of this control, the parameters, the habitat, everything that they created to engulf us and to keep us under their control. And so it's all this, the expansion, the evolution of, oh, and we're going into this thing of the earthling, like we're all going to come together as just beings of this place. And so there's not going to be any of this other stuff, like um, any of the things that give you too much identity of separation. Is like we're going to go way more under the idea of just, we are the humans of Earth, we're the Earthlings. And so that's where we're going to be entering into the galaxy. Not like, oh, well, I'm Russian, oh, well, I'm German, well, I'm this, I'm that. No, we're going to keep going away from those identity markers and into a more broad, like I said, more broad strokes, bigger kind of thing where, we're the earthlings and we don't have to all be the same, we're unique, we're different, and we can thrive off of that. And that uniqueness, yeah, now I see it as like these different beings that have spots, and they have the patterns and stuff, but it is like their identifier, kind of. It's like you want to have your uniqueness. You don't want to try and blend in. That is a dark side of human nature that they tried to feed off of and get everybody to try and be accepted by being the same as everybody else. But what you want to do is be different and be unique, because that's what the universe puts you out as. And then you have to overcome acceptance, and you have to learn how to accept yourself. So anyways, it always leads back to, we always get back there. So anyways, let's look at the hairdo. It's driving me crazy today. So and I think that there's changes always happening with this too. I haven't been talking about that, but I do think that it is changing. So and oh yeah, this thing, my vision, it still is like this thing is so small right now. And I swear the black seed oil, I say black seed oil is something that we should, I don't know, you've got to go through the different things and see, like, what does this do? Does this help me? Does it do something good? Because a lot of people are like, well, what do I do for this? What do I do for that? It's like, man, there's a lot of different things. You got to try a lot of different things and see what works for you, because we're all unique. We all have a unique chemical makeup, our own DNA structure. And so different things affect us all differently. And so you got to kind of, and that's the journey, is figuring out what works for you. And so don't be intimidated or scared. Remember, it's organic, we're natural, it's natural. So plants and stuff like that, it's not going to hurt you, like the chemicals. Like, I just keep on, every time when I think about that, I always picture us as weeds and them as Roundup. Like, what does it really do to us? What do the chemicals do? And so we don't want that stuff on us, because we're organic. So anyways, that's what I got to say about it. I can just recommend again, because everything has to do with this, learning how to love yourself, learn how to love everybody, and how to have the day that you want to have, like I was trying to explain. So figure out, like, let the day flow. Don't get all angry in the direction sometimes that it takes you. Get more in the flow. Like, what is it trying to show you? What are the signs? What's there for you? And enjoy your day. And then we'll talk about it again tomorrow. Talk to you later.